The current president of the European Union says the president's recovery plan is, as he put it, a road to hell. Czech Prime Minister Mirek Topolánek says huge government spending is a mistake and it's already causing panic in Europe. Under the plan announced by Treasury Secretary Geitner, the federal government would buy $500 billion of toxic assets from commercial banks that are in danger of further default. Today, the dollar fell against the euro, another confusing statement from Treasury Secretary Geitner in which he contradicted his testimony before Congress. During an appearance at the Council on Foreign Relations in New York, the Treasury Secretary was asked about a proposal from China's top central banker, China's idea to replace the dollar as the world's reserve currency.
I haven't read the governor's proposal. We're actually quite open to that suggestion, but you should think of it as rather evolutionary, building on the current architecture, rather than moving us to global monetary union.
Well, you may remember that the Treasury Secretary had said just 24 hours earlier to Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann something quite different.
I'm wondering, would you categorically renounce the United States moving away from the dollar and going to a global currency, as suggested this morning by China and also by Russia, Mr. Secretary?
I would, yes.
You would categorically, and the Federal Reserve Chair?
I would also.
Well, upon looking at the contradiction of his testimony, Congresswoman Bachmann says just a day later, Secretary Geitner has left the option on the table. I want to know which it is. The American people deserve to know. Unquote. Secretary Geitner spent the rest of the day trying to double back on what he had said this morning, trying to reassure world currency markets that was not successful, the dollar plunging in currency trading. British Prime Minister Gordon Brown taking searing criticism for following the lead of the United States on economic recovery. Listen to this statement from Daniel Hannan, a conservative British member of the European Parliament.
Perhaps you would have more legitimacy in the councils of the world if the United Kingdom were not going into this recession in the worst condition of any G20 country. The truth, Prime Minister, is that you have run out of our money. The country as a whole is now in negative equity. Every British child is born owing around £20,000. Servicing the interest on that debt is going to cost more than educating the child.
Well, we wondered how that particular comparison would work out with the president's projected debt in 2010 of 1.4 trillion deficit, rather. If those children in the United Kingdom were burdened with that, that would work out not to £20,000, but $127,000 each.